go.
All right. What's up, homies? Welcome back. We got March Madness talk coming to you here soon. We're going to preview the whole bracket. I'm Trenton DeRocher.
I'm Jacob Owens.
Yeah. I'm buzzing with anticipation. We got March Madness coming up, actually starting today with the first four.
Does it count? Yeah.
It tied me over. It kind of gets me just enough to get over the edge by Thursday. So,
don't phrase it like that. You're gonna give people the wrong idea.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. What are your
where
thoughts?
do we go?
What are your thoughts?
No, this is what we wait for all year. Kind of like Christmas.
Like everything's
been
building up to
Christmas.
I know, but I've changed my mind on that. I regret saying that.
It's a holiday-esque
yes,
day. Selection Sunday was. But now we get to go through the bracket, who we think's going to win. You can either take it, maybe get some information from it, or say I'll do the opposite of what these guys say.
Yeah,
so,
if you did that last year, you'd be in good shape. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think we finished both very poorly in the bracket challenge. If you're listening right now, go ahead and join that if you want. We're going to be giving out a shout out. You can come on the show. Also, we're going to have a free custom T-shirt for the winner. So yeah, it's a fun time.
What do they look up?
It's called Hardwood Homies Challenge. Wait, what's it called? I don't actually remember, but I'll link it on. I've linked it in quite a few places, but I'll put it in my Instagram bio if you're listening on Instagram right now. So yeah,
I'll share it too. It's on ESPN.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
ESPN Tournament Challenge. Yeah, it's I think it's Hardwood Homies Group or Challenge or something like that. I'm sure if you search Hardwood Homies, you'll find it.
Yeah. Really easy to join. You just have to, once you have a bracket, you can join groups.
Yeah.
So is it public and everything?
Yeah, it's public.
Okay. Yeah.
There's no password or anything, so should be pretty easy.
Okay, great. And if you're watching, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We got a lot of content coming out on the YouTube. I did a little video earlier that'll be posted later. I did a coin flip bracket challenge. Just flipping a coin and letting the coin decide who was going to do well and who was going to fail this year. So it'll probably do better than I do. We'll see.
That'd be sad. But yeah, no, there's a chance.
It feels like the more research and the more you watch, the worse you do sometimes. It's just one of those things. This tournament is what gets people going.
I know, that's what makes it fun. But yeah, let's get going.
All right.
Which region are we starting in?
Start with the top left, I always do. Obviously, I think I'm going Alabama here. They will play Texas A&M Corpus Christi or Southeast Missouri, SEMO, as people like to refer to them. I know Texas A&M Corpus Christi's Defensive Player of the Year in the conference is out for the tournament. So that's really devastating for them. I don't think they would have had a chance against Alabama anyway if they were to win their play-in, but yeah, something there.
Yeah, no, we're in the South region. Alabama's the one, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to – Alabama.
Yeah. All right. The next one I think is pretty good. It'll be actually the first game of the tournament Thursday morning. Maryland, West Virginia, the 8-9 matchup.
West Virginia, I don't know. I just think of them as a physical team. We saw them play a lot of games where they were the worst team, but somehow they kind of made it close, made it ugly.
Yeah, they're battle-tested. I mean, playing in the Big 12 is no joke. They should be ready. I think they've seen a lot of different styles. They can match up pretty well with just about anyone. They got big physical forwards that get to the hole hard. They put a lot of pressure on your defense. I will go West Virginia.
Okay, good.
Although Maryland is really streaky.
Yeah, no,
they got shooters.
This isn't a road game, but they're terrible on the road. So I mean, neutral floor. They're not playing at home.
Yeah. One other thing about West Virginia: watch out for Eric Stevenson. He is a really good shooter, really good scorer. Don't be surprised if he has 30 plus at some point in this tournament.
Is he like a stretch four? He's a big guy.
Yeah, I'd say he's a three. But, Anyway, moving on, we got San Diego State Charleston.
Yeah.
You want me to go first here? Charleston's going to be really trendy, upset pick.
They've been known all year.
They're a 30-win team. They play crazy fast. They shoot a lot of threes. Real I don't know, real exciting team to watch. That being said, I think San Diego State's 3-point defense is really good, and just their defense in general is solid enough that they're going to hold them in check, and I'm going to go with the Aztecs.
Yeah, no, me too. I think the idea that defense travels, defense, you can rely on that more than maybe having a hot shooting night or hoping for that. So I'm going to go with San Diego State. They're 10-1 in their last 11. Only loss coming at Boise State, another tournament team we'll get to later. Yeah, I like San Diego State. And we were kind of Charleston. I don't know. You were kind of looking at the stats, and they shoot so many threes. They had one game at 16, but every other game, like, they've shot more than like 22, 24, a lot of 30.
It's not rare for them to shoot over 30, 35 threes a game. I think one game they shot 47 three-pointers, 44. I don't remember what it was. It was well over 40.
I mean, if they get hot, then yeah, what are you going to do? But I'm not.
But I'm going to switch it.
Okay.
Virginia, Furman. I'm going to go with Furman. I think the Paladins have a crazy offensive attack. Virginia's offense is really not looking that good, especially with Vanderplas out. I think they're going to struggle to make outside shots in that game. And if they do, Furman is going to win. And I'm going to change that on my bracket. And after this is over, I'm going to go Furman.
Yeah, no, I'll stick with Virginia. I think their last game in the ACC championship against Duke, one of their main guys, Kihei Clark, had a really rough shooting night.
Yeah.
I bet he plays better. Yeah, I don't know much about Furman, but this is not one of those upsets I'm feeling this year.
Yeah.
So.
Well, in the last 3 years, there's been 5 13s over 4s, which is quite a few. And I think there could be 1 or 2 this year too. So I'm going to go with Furman. Next up, we got Creighton, NC State.
Creighton. I mean, I know NC State has a good backcourt.
Jarkel Joyner. Terquavion Smith.
Yeah, I wasn't going to try to say it, but Terquavion Smith, yeah. You always mention him. No, yeah, good players. They did get blown out by Clemson in the ACC tournament. Not that says anything, but I don't know. I think Creighton is a better team, and they struggled early. They're on again, great front court. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think Baylor Shireman is a big X factor. He transferred from South Dakota State, who made the tournament last year. He was their best player. He's a really good shooter, really crafty finisher inside. I think if he gets back to shooting as well as he was last year with South Dakota State, they could do really well because he almost single-handedly beat Providence last year. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Creighton, him and Kalkbrenner, really good duo. Obviously, Alexander on their team, Nembhard.
Nembhard, yeah.
Yeah, really good team.
And
I think Creighton's
Kaluma,
Kaluma.
Defender,
Poised to make a really good run. Baylor, UC Santa Barbara in the 3-14 match. I'm going to go Baylor here. There's been people picking this up that I've seen. Baylor's been struggling coming in, but I wouldn't be surprised if they righted the ship here. So
yeah, no, I'm going with Baylor. They did, I guess they lost Iowa State late in the season, and then they got bounced by them again in the tournament. Not really good for a team to lose to the same team twice, like almost consecutively. But no, I'm not going to overthink it. Let's Baylor.
Yeah. All right. Missouri, Utah State.
Okay, we differ on this one, actually.
I think so, yeah.
No, I'm going Missouri. I've kind of talked about them a decent amount this year. They were kind of unexpectedly good early, good offensive team. I don't know. It's good to see him back in the tournament, and it's kind of a feel-good story that I hope keeps chugging along. So.
Yeah, no, I do like both teams. I think they're both really efficient offensively. Utah State's just way better on defense, and I think I'm going to go with Utah State for that reason. I think they'll be able to hold the guards of Missouri in check a little better than some of the SEC teams did.
Yeah, and actually, we haven't been saying the seeds. The Missouri is the, 7?
7-10, yeah.
And, yeah, I'm almost tempted to go back and just say the seeds.
No, they're fine.
Okay. I'm going to start saying them from now on.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can read the next one if you want. I know you'd like that.
Number 2 Arizona versus number 15 Princeton.
Yeah.
So
I think Tommy Lloyd said it best. He said Princeton is Ivy League. They're definitely a lot smarter than us, but smarts don't equate to athletic ability, and Arizona is going to beat them by 20 plus.
No, I mean
thank
Arizona.
You, Colton, by the way.
But yeah, no, thank you. Nice comment. But no, Arizona's definitely the better team. We'll say the Ivy League has had a history with some, early tournament upsets, and I don't know, the past decade. I don't think it's going to happen this year with Princeton, but yeah.
Yeah. No, Ivy League's had some upsets for sure. Yeah. Not going to happen this time though.
Better not.
Yeah. Now we got. We'll move down. You just keep going down. Yeah. Purdue versus, I'm going to guess, Fairleigh Dickinson. Texas Southern went like 12-20. Wait, what did they do?
It's
like
a
12-20. Yeah, okay. The playing game. Yeah. But I'm going to go Purdue either way, whoever they play.
No, I agree with you.
I mean, how many people are really going to just straight up pick a 16? I don't know.
Well, people are down on Purdue though.
Yeah, sure. If there's somebody that can do it, maybe. Although they gave them probably the worst 16s. Texas Southern, terrible record, went like 10-20.
Oh yeah, no, they had a losing record by a lot. Kind of not a bid stealer, but they stole it away from the regular season champ in the conference.
And then Fairleigh Dickinson didn't even win their conference. They had Merrimack won the conference, but couldn't play. Couldn't play because of probation. So. We could answer this question real quick. Thoughts on the best player in the tournament, I assume?
Yeah.
I will say Brandon Miller.
Yeah,
Alabama.
Forward.
He's insane. He's going to be a star in the NBA too, I think.
Okay. So. I will go with this guy is one of the best guards, at least. Max Asmus.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, it's going to be relevant in a bit, but he's had some big tournaments. I mean, he's still putting up monster numbers.
Mid-range max, mid-court max, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know, keep an eye. I mean, if you haven't heard of him, I'm guessing you have, but if you haven't, you will soon. He's the guy.
He'll probably put on a show. So, next we got number 8 Memphis and number 9 Florida Atlantic.
Yes. Ooh. I guess Florida Atlantic got some buzz early. Really good season. I'm going with Memphis though. They recently won the American Conference tournament, beating Houston without Sasser, but still good win. 10-point win, and they have a guy, Kendrick Davis, who's like 22 and 5 assists or 6 assists a night. He's good. Their guy. So I like him.
And DeAndre Williams are really good. So I like Memphis a lot too. Florida Atlantic dream season. I think unfortunately it's going to come to an end. Memphis is a really good team, as they've shown. They beat Houston recently. Just a good team. So
80 points a game. So
ran into a tough offense. So let's get into this next one. We got number 5 Duke versus number 12 Oral Roberts. And I guess I'm first.
Yeah.
This one's such a good game. I'm kind of scared of this game. I want to pick Oral Roberts really bad, but I feel like if I do that, Duke could go on a run and just kill me in my bracket. So I am going to go with Duke just because I think the route there is pretty gettable, and I think Duke can advance quite a ways. So I'm going to go with Duke in that game.
Yeah, I'm going with Oral Roberts. I'm taking them actually to the Sweet 16, but I agree. If Duke wins this game, they have a surprisingly easy path to, an Elite 8, possibly more. But I think Duke has been playing really good. They won the ACC tournament. But part of my reasoning is Oral Roberts, they're not a secret team anymore. People know they're going to be in for a fight. But I don't know, Shire, Duke's coach, it's his first year. I just think there's a chance that the team, quite a few freshmen, you're on a hot streak. Maybe they just subconsciously
Yeah.
don't take them quite as serious as they should.
Yeah. To answer the question, is that your favorite dark horse then, Oral Roberts?
I mean, I don't see them going past the Sweet 16. If I had to pick like dark horse further, maybe like a TCU Xavier, maybe.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm thinking later rounds of the tournament, but for the first two, sure, Oral Roberts is kind of an early.
For my dark horse for like that route for like a lower team, I would probably say Kent State.
Yeah,
who I like a lot. We'll talk about them in a bit, but I'll just go with them. Yeah. Next up, Tennessee at the 4 seed and 13 Louisiana.
Okay, we split here too, actually.
Yeah, I put Louisiana. I do not like the way that Tennessee has played offense, especially without Zakai Ziegler in the past month or so. Tennessee really struggles to score, and Louisiana's got a lot of athletes and can score pretty well. So I'm going to go with Louisiana, even though I feel like it's kind of a trap pick. It's like a trap upset. It's like it's going to be kind of picked by quite a few people, I feel like. But, yeah, I don't know. It could go south.
Yeah, no, I picked Tennessee. They're starting point guard Ziegler. He's out for the year. Devastating injury, but even before that, if we're being honest, this team – they couldn't score.
They peaked in November.
Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get. I think this is a thing where it's like they have too much pride. Maybe they're playing for Ziegler a little bit. I'm not saying they go on a deep run, but I don't think they get bounced in the first round.
Yeah, so. No, I don't. I'm tempted to change it. I'll leave it for now. We'll see how I'm feeling in the next couple days.
Yeah, worst team. We got a question about the
worst team.
Let's not. Well, what are we thinking? Like a power.
Narrow that to like Narrow that to like. Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna take a second, but
yeah. No, I gotta look through here.
Yeah.
That's wow.
It's kind of tough, but
I'm not very high on Northwestern.
I know. I thought you were gonna say that.
I'm not very high on Northwestern. I like Boo Buie probably just because I like his name.
What a name.
But I am not super high on Northwestern. I think it's more of a comment on the Big Ten than anything for me. And I feel like as a Big Ten team that struggles to score, I hate picking teams like that. So I'll say Northwestern just because I don't have any faith.
Worst team. The worst is such a strong word.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay. I will do this. I am going to pick stalling a bit because I almost changed my mind there. But no, I'll just go Michigan State because
that is a bizarre take. Okay.
Which we kind of will get into actually in a second. But they're a popular pick at the moment, and I don't think they're as good as people think. I mean, obviously,
any of the other sevens were a better choice than that.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. We've talked about the Big Ten over and over. I think Michigan State. They're not going to do anything this year. So.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, we'll ignore that. Let's go on to Kentucky and Providence. 6 versus 11. 6 versus 11. And I guess it's you first.
Oh, and then we get to talk in a bit. Okay. Kentucky versus Providence. So Providence is playing really bad. Kentucky has kind of found their groove as of late. They didn't win the SEC tournament or anything, but and also Calipari, they were the big upset to St. Peter's as a 2 last season. I don't see Calipari losing 2 years in a row in the first round. So that's I'm going with Kentucky.
Here's why I think that Providence is going to win. For starters, Kentucky has difficulty containing good guards. They showed it against Vanderbilt. The quickness of Vanderbilt's guards was way too much for them. Providence has really quick guards in oh my goodness, I'm going to lose my mind on the names, but Jared Bynum's good. Bryce Hopkins is he's not exactly a guard, but he's a matchup problem. I think that Kentucky's going to have a major difficult time trying to defend the spacing of Providence, and that's why I'm going to go with Providence.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad pick. I hope that happens. I don't know. I think Providence could also kind of, I don't know, people use this like muck it up a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on, we got Kansas State, Montana State, 3 versus 14.
Yeah. Well, you're up first,
I guess I'm
and
first
it's good
here.
you
Yeah.
are, Heidi, so.
Yeah. Love Montana State. Go Cats.
But
unfortunately, Kansas State is one of the best offensive teams in the country. The Bobcats are really good defensively, but unfortunately, they haven't been tested by a team like Kansas State with 2 AP All-Americans in Marquise Noel and Keontae Johnson. And while they might be able to give them problems defensively, Kansas State's going to win.
no, yeah, that did catch my eye because the AP came out with their All-American teams today, and that was that the only team with 2 players? Almost like it was.
Yeah, maybe.
It was. I don't know. It caught my eye when I saw 2 from Kansas State. No, I'm going with Kansas State too. I like them a lot. Have shown really good flashes. Haven't been perfect. No one has. But also, you were saying you picked Kansas State. So not to say you didn't, but you also said it's not the worst matchup for Montana State.
No, I don't think so at all. Yeah, the biggest asset that Montana State has going for them is their size, and probably the worst deficiency that Kansas State has is their size in the opposite way. So in that sense, it could be a challenge for them to guard Bello and great Alcibar inside. So
yeah, no, I just found that interesting.
yeah, especially if Montana State rocks with their 2 center lineup and just tries to pound it inside. It'll be really hard for them to defend Kansas State though if they do that. So it's kind of a win-loss.
It'd be cool though if Montana State could pull something.
It would be
off.
cool. But
Unlikely.
not super likely.
Yeah.
Here's to hope. And now we got Michigan State, USC.
Worst team in the tournament.
Number 7, Michigan State. Number 10, USC. We'll let you know who Pac-12 homer Jacob Owens has picked.
Yes, USC, as he indicated. So, anyway, USC, seems like every year they're the 7 or the 10. This year they're the 10. They've kind of not ended their season very well. They lose to Arizona at home. They pretty much, or I would say a big reason why ASU gets into the tournament, they lose to ASU in the Pac-12 tournament.
I'd say you guys did a pretty good job of that.
Oh, too. Yeah, no. Without that, they don't have a chance. I feel like that was their final, they got one more win. But no. So I guess I'm saying USC's not playing good, but I think, I don't know. I don't see them keep with these early exits. I think they have too good of a team. They have some good players like Peterson. He can shoot. Boogie Ellis, really good point guard. I think he dropped over 30 on us.
Yeah. That's my main problem with USC is that they're a bit one-dimensional. It feels like if you can contain Boogie Ellis, it is really hard for those other guys to score sometimes. So Michigan State has way more offensive weapons. Tyson Walker, AJ Hogarth, Joey Hauser can shoot really well. So I like Michigan State's guards. I think they'll be able to keep Boogie Ellis in check a little bit. I'm going to go with Tom Izzo. Too much Sparty.
One thing. This is completely. I just want to pivot back to one thing to watch in my big upset pick game. Oral Roberts, Connor Vanover. He 13-7 a game, 7 rebounds. If they are going to beat them, it can't just be Asmus. It can't be a one-man show.
They need Juergens to hit shots. They need Vanover to hit shots and be
have
really
a
good on
presence
defense.
Inside, essentially, yeah. I just wanted to.
I agree with that. Yeah, they need to shoot the ball really well.
Yeah. But no, USC. One thing, if they lose again. I brought this up to you, and I don't know the answer, but it's a situation where they're a tournament team most years, but they don't do much usually. So it's where does that leave Andy Enfield, the coach? Is this good enough for the USC program where they keep extending?
Yeah. You got to keep in mind that, and they've had talent. I don't think it's necessarily a coaching issue. They ran into some tough matchups. I don't necessarily think it's him is the problem. I think he's done a good job. So I'd keep him around if I were them.
Oh yeah. And they used to be an easy win in the Pac-12. We have to play UCLA, but at least we get to go to USC. And
you like how I subtly threw they ran into some tough matchups in there when they played Miami last year.
Yeah, well, they couldn't beat you, so.
Yeah. And in the last game on the left side of the bracket, we have number 2 Marquette and number 15 Vermont. I guess, is it me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Marquette is coming in as one of the hottest teams in the tournament. They get it done offensively. Defensively, they get it done in a different way. It's more turnovers rather than it's just kind of in-your-face defense. They give up a decent number of points and, shooting percentage and stuff, but they muck it up just enough. We like that term.
Yeah, we like
just enough to throw teams out of rhythm, and they play an excellent pace on offense. They got Tyler Kolek, who's one of the best passers in the country, 3rd team All NCAA. I was really happy to see him get that because he was kind of underrated. So so I'm gonna go Marquette. There's no surprise there.
Yeah, it's Marquette. Let's just get right to it. We're done with the East for now. We're going to the Midwest.
Yep.
Top right.
We got Houston, number 1, Northern Kentucky, 16. Not going to be a 16 this year, I fear. Houston, going to move on.
Yeah, one thing worth noting, Marcus Sasser, their star guard, he got injured in the American tournament. I mean, assuming, he's back and he's rearing to go for this. Houston's hot. I don't know. I like them a lot. So we're picking them there.
You'll see why we are both high on them in a bit. Next up, we got number 8 Iowa, number 9 Auburn. I don't like that we picked the same team again. By the way, I'm just gonna say that out there.
You shouldn't.
In reference to other things.
Oh yeah. Real mysterious.
Yeah. No one knows what I'm talking about. Iowa, Auburn. Your turn.
Auburn. So this is literally a game. A lot of 8-9s are like this, but you can flip a coin and you'll probably never be satisfied. Might doubt your pick. I'm going with Auburn. I
like the Auburn pick. Defense wins. Like the defense. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Iowa.
You like I said, go with 50, the other team?
It's 50-50, like we said. It could be anyone.
Yes.
Keegan Murray, whose younger brother's name has escaped me. Chris Murray.
Yeah, Chris Murray.
Is a dog, but he's also susceptible to having terrible games, and Auburn could lock him up. So it's 50-50. I put Iowa down, and here we go.
Okay.
Moving on.
Ooh, big matchup.
Next up, we got number 5 Miami, number 12 Drake.
Popular upset pick.
It all comes down to Norchad Omier, really. Let's take that back. Against Drake, I think Miami can win and will win regardless of his health. Past that, I have a lot of doubts about them advancing in the tournament. If Norchad Omier isn't healthy, he's a tremendous rebounder, one of our only presences on defense on the interior. So without him, could be a struggle, but I picked Miami.
I picked Miami too. Obviously, it's big. If he's not, I'm assuming he'll play. Yeah. But even if he's not
he's quote unquote day to day right now. So
he's got to.
I think he'll play, but
I like Miami a lot. He's got to be close to 70%. The percentages are weird when you're talking about his health, but
he just needs to be able to do enough.
Yeah, he doesn't need to have
defensively
some
specifically
crazy game, but just solid. I don't see Miami losing. I know Drake. They're
good. They're a good team.
I don't. Miami's been too good this year and also it's not a game where they're healthy and they'll get complacent. They already know they're going to be maybe not down a guy, but a little weakened. I think they'll be right.
Yeah, and they showed that they have a lot of toughness to stick with Duke for 2 halves in that game. Omier got hurt in the first minute. And they had to play against Kyle Filipowski and Derek Lively, 2 guys that are almost 7 feet with no center. To stick around that game, they were down 4 points at most until the very end. So, it's
And then Duke goes on to one of the hottest teams. They win the ACC tournament. That was better than the championship game.
Right.
So, I agree. Miami was impressive. It's a tough thing to take solace in a lot.
It's so hard for them to lose Omier, though. That's if they lose right away and he doesn't, show up and he's hurt or whatever. If he just can't perform,
that'll be sad.
That would be a sad way for the season to end. But you never know. I guess that's how she roll.
Top disappointing team.
Top disappointing team.
It's hard to know who's
North
going to
Carolina.
disappoint yet. Oh yeah, okay.
Outside of the bracket, North Carolina for sure.
Yeah. Sports Center, no, Sports Illustrated cover.
Yeah.
Talking about them like
preseason
they're
number one, doesn't even make the NIT. Just kidding. They declined the NIT, but they were invited. But it is kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, but that's
it's kind of weak. Kind of weak for them. I feel like that's them saying, "Oh, we're too good for the NIT."
It's like, well, no, you're not. You probably wouldn't even win the NIT.
Yeah.
Arkansas. I know it's really paying you this year. Yeah, but they
did have a disappointing.
What a recruiting class they had. I don't know.
I think second in the country, right after Duke.
Sounds right. Yeah, ton of injuries. I mean, they're in the tournament, so maybe they won't disappoint in the tournament. Yeah. But for like their preseason projections and stuff, they have not lived up to expectations.
Yeah.
So,
but they have some good players, so it wouldn't be surprising to see them take from being disappointing to being appointing right away. Yeah. I don't know. They could be really good.
Yeah. We got clown of the week. This is.
I like the question. That's a good.
Bill
question.
Walton. I mean,
clown of the
week.
Did
he do something particularly egregious? Oh, he was in kind of a bad mood.
He was in a bad mood.
Pac-12 championship. Yeah. I don't know. He's not the clown. Who is the clown of the week? I don't know.
I don't think there is a clown this week. It's March Madness week. Oh, come on.
Let's be happy. Week. Everyone's opposite of a clown.
Exactly. Everyone's a dog, which is the opposite of a clown. Exactly. Number 4, Indiana. Number 13, Kent State.
I lost one. Okay. We agree.
We're both going Kent State.
Yes.
Huge upset. I just love Kent State. Their defense is nasty. Not by Tyga, but
a song, yes.
Yeah, that's a song reference. Anyway, Kent State.
I like
hung with Houston, hung with Gonzaga, both on the road.
Yeah.
They're a really good team. They're a really tough team. The MAC always delivers really good teams to this tournament. And Indiana's susceptible. They have times where they don't score. I mean, every night it's different for them. It's like they're two different teams. So, I don't know. If Indiana doesn't show up, say goodnight, Hoosiers.
No, Kent State, I don't know. There's some upset picks that just kind of speak to you more. This was one of them. It's kind of one of those that you pick for me and then I justify later. But no, Indiana's been really good, but also like confusing this year. So you don't know who's going to show up. Kent State, 28 wins this year. And yeah, they did. A big thing is they played some really good teams early. So it's not like the moment will be too big for them. They won't be used to, the athletes or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they'll be ready, and I hope they pull it off. So,
I do too. That'd be sweet. They're a good team. They're fun. They are really gritty. So
yeah.
What do you like? Next up, we got Iowa State versus the winner of Mississippi State Pitt.
Okay. I do think, and this is a mistake I make, because some of these play-in teams make a deep run. North Carolina, UCLA.
North Carolina wasn't in a play, but that's okay.
Beautiful. Whoever it was. But
VCU has done it.
Yeah, but there's someone recently.
UCLA.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway. So no, they're playing teams. It's not like they just win a game and they'll be out. Usually they make some noise. But I'm not. So maybe that makes me like biased without realizing it. But I'm going Iowa State defense. Defense wins. I don't know who they're playing, but they're going to win.
So. Yeah. I actually like Pitt a lot. I think I'm going to have them advance. I'm thinking it'll be Pitt. For now, I have, whoever the winner is beating Iowa State. But in my mind, it's Pitt. If Pitt loses, my opinion might change, and I might go Iowa State.
Oh, okay.
But I like the way that Pitt's spaces out and hits a lot of threes. They pose a lot of problems for a defense, especially a good defense. It's good to play defense against teams that are trying to drive or trying to get it inside or whatever, but it's really hard against teams that just space the floor and hit threes.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. You make a compelling point if it's Pitt. You've seen them more too, ACC team.
Yeah, and the ACC consistently does really well in this term.
They do.
So
every year they have one of the best winning percentages.
Yeah.
And it's not just as of late, like the Big 12.
Last year, 5 out of 6 of the teams that made it won their first game. So
it's big. Okay, we have a comment from my brother Zach. He says, "My clown of the week is Durant." Oh, multiple. Durant, Zion. Oh no, Durant, and then Zion, Durant, and AD Anthony Davis are glass bros. Yeah, Kevin Durant.
I agree with you, Zach.
Weird injury. Warm ups, doing a layup in warm ups, and messes up his ankle, and he's out several weeks.
Yeah. Zion had a weird weekend too.
Really?
Yeah, he was at the buffet way too
Oh
long.
my god!
And he gained too much weight, and his hamstring just gave out.
Did he get injured again?
No, this is all from before. He did injure his hamstring, but he hasn't been back for like a month.
Yeah.
He pulled his hammy trying to get to the front of the buffet line too fast. So.
See, I was like enthralled with this story, and then I hear the buffet. I'm like, oh, okay, this kind of story. No, yeah, some weird injuries.
The Zion stories, they never get old.
Yeah, good job, Suns. Good trade. Yeah, where even are we on this? We do like the comments. Keep them coming.
We're at Xavier, Kennesaw State.
Okay. I don't know. I told you this. Am I first or you?
I guess I am.
Yeah.
Xavier, really good team, really good guards. Colby Jones, Sule Boom. Those two guys are going to lead them.
Yeah.
Jack Nungy's underrated as a center. You got a lot of touch around the basket. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Xavier.
Yeah, Xavier's the 3, Kennesaw's a 14.
Probably Sean Miller's most talented team in the last 8 to 10 years as well. So,
I knew you were gonna say something blasphemous. No, I said Xavier's one of my dark horses. I mean that. Had a big injury to Fremantle, but I still think they're a hell of a lot better than Kennesaw State.
Yeah, Kennesaw State's tough, though.
Yeah, I almost picked it, but I don't think I'm going to.
One of my sleepers coming into March was Liberty, RIP Liberty. Kennesaw State took them out in the championship game. They're a really good team. Chris Youngblood is a absolute stud. So I would be happy to see Kennesaw State win, but I don't think they will. So this is a really good comment. I like it.
It's really fun.
Sean Miller probably bought the refs off. They're going far.
I just like how self-assured it is.
It is. Yes.
They're going far.
They are going
just
far.
Just a fact.
Just because, Sean Miller likes to buy people. That sounds bad. Kind of slavery. We're gonna move on to Texas A&M Penn State, and I guess you're first.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
This is a game I'm kind of undecided on. I guess I'm leaning Texas A&M. Penn State really good, playing really good late. They lose in the Big Ten championship to Purdue. But Texas A&M also made their championship game. They lost to Alabama, but they had beat them like the previous weekend, and they're a 7 seed. And I think Buzz Williams is going to have them fired up because some people think they kind of got screwed on that seeding, and that's motivation, so that helps. So, yeah.
No, I like Texas A&M, but I really like Penn State too. And I think Penn State, I mentioned this earlier with you when we were just talking, but Jalen Pickett in the post offers a really weird challenge for defenses. There's not a lot of guards that post up a lot, and he's one of them that does it. He's really good on the inside, and he just makes it interesting. I remember like Hunter Maldonado did it a lot for Wyoming. Similar kind of a vibe there. So, I'm going to go with Penn State.
So the 10 upset.
Yeah.
Okay.
10-7, always pretty close games, but
it is.
Yeah. I think they're both a little underseeded, but
I would agree with you.
Yeah, and final game in the Midwest, Texas and Colgate.
Texas
2 versus
15. Yeah. Well, Texas. I'm not going to waste time on this.
Huh? Yeah, no, Texas, great season. Really impressive job by their coach taking over after Chris Beard's stuff. Texas. And then I'll just continue it on. Kansas is going to advance. They play Howard. Kansas looking good. A lot of people's picks to cut down the nets, try to defend their title. I think they're going to get started with a big win against Howard.
Howard Kansas I'm picking, but Howard kind of cool. I don't know the exact year, but I think them making the tournament was the first time in several decades. something. I believe I saw that. So kind of a cool story. You get a terrible, you get to a cool matchup, I guess, in terms of you get to play a big dog, but probably ends your tournament unless you do something nuts. So,
right. Yeah. That would be something. That would be weird. It would be so Kansas would go from champions to losing to a 16, whereas Virginia went from losing to a 16 to champions. That would be interesting.
I know. Okay.
Anyway, Arkansas 8-9 against Illinois. Arkansas is the 8. Illinois is the 9. You can go if you want.
Okay, Arkansas. I'm on your must bus a little bit here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Illinois preseason, I thought they were going to be really good.
Both teams, actually.
Yeah.
Both teams preseason, I thought would be really good.
That's true. Yeah, no, Arkansas, I don't think they'll disappoint here. I think they have more potential than Illinois. So I think if they both are playing good, Arkansas is a better team.
Yeah, I think one of Illinois' only offensive weapons for the most part is Terrence Shannon. And Arkansas has like the prime, like they're all big guard, forward, lanky, athletic types, and they're going to give him fits. So
but they can't shoot. Arkansas really
can't
shoot.
They struggle to shoot, but I am going to go with Arkansas.
Yeah.
I think their athleticism is too much. St. Mary's, VCU. I struggled on this one a lot. I am going to go with VCU in the upset, though. St. Mary's looked very shaky in the West Coast Conference tournament. In the semifinal, once their guards were pressured, they totally collapsed. And then Gonzaga saw that, ran with the same blueprint, and just absolutely murdered them. So I think VCU is going to see that, put a lot of pressure on their guards, and I think that I don't think they can handle it. So I'm going VCU.
No, yeah, exact same reasoning in terms of like pressuring their guards. St. Mary's is the 5, VCU's the 12. It's kind of really good. St. Mary's has had a good year. They win the West Coast Conference regular season, get exposed in the tournament a bit. But, yeah, they're led by kind of a few guys, but 2 guards, Logan Johnson, Mahaney. He's a freshman. I will say
he's good. He's athletic.
He is.
I remember his dunk against Gonzaga last year was nasty.
I thought it was last year.
Am I thinking of a different person? I might be thinking.
Unless maybe redshirted or something. I don't know. Unless I have his year wrong, but I don't know. The Mahaney guy, I'll just say this. No, nothing, but I just saw one game against, I think it was BYU, and they almost choked the game.
Yeah.
First half, they're dominating. He gets some dunk or something. Or no, I think he's John with a guy, and he acts like he wants to fight him. Gave me a really bad vibe. Not a fan. So that's added. VCU, take care of them. Send them to California. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Is St. Mary's in California? I didn't know that.
So.
Okay.
I'll look it up to make sure I'm not having a medical episode, but yeah.
They very well could be. I just didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. I want to check, but keep going.
Okay.
I'll go on my little Google
UConn, Iona. I like the Rick Pitino UConn matchup, especially people are talking about him maybe going to the Big East.
Yeah.
To St. John's. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see his first chance with a Big East team, but I've got UConn winning. I think Iona maybe keeps it closer than people are expecting, but I think UConn's too good.
That's a tough draw. He is always an upset threat, but that is, California. But, no, I don't know. That's one of the best Big East teams. Yeah. Kind of a sleeper in the tournament. No, UConn. I'm not going to. Sonogo, their big guy.
Yeah,
in the front court.
Sonogo's Jordan Hawkins is one of the better shooters in the country. I can't think of his name. Their 4 guard, actually, or their number 4. He's like a post, but I don't know. He's really good defensively. Really good. He's like a glue guy, stud glue guy.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And it's unfortunate that I can't think of his name, but that's okay.
It's fine. He's a glue guy.
Things happen. Yeah, it does. But also, I should know the glue guy. Unsung hero. Yeah. But read the next one.
Okay. And did we even Connecticut? Did we say 4?
4 versus 13. UConn.
I think you did. Okay. TCU's the 6, and they're playing ASU or Nevada. The play-in one of the games tomorrow. 11 seed.
Yep.
I'm going TCU. I like them a lot. Big 12 helps, but I also just think I don't know. ASU's way too inconsistent. Nevada, not that impressive. TCU, Mike Miles.
Yeah,
I don't know.
TCU is really good. Mike Miles, Chuck O'Bannon is also really good. They bring it defensively. When they're hitting shots, they're basically impossible to beat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like TCU there. Then we've got number 3, Gonzaga going up against number 14, Grand Canyon. And I guess I'm first here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Gonzaga. I don't think they're going to have any problems with Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon did beat Montana State earlier in the year. I don't know. 2 tournament teams. Montana State was up like 20 and then blew it in the second half and lost. But
on the road?
Yes.
That's a really bad place to play, like really hard.
Grand Canyon is?
Yeah. That's the one thing. For a school that Arizona, you're like.
I know there's a lot of people that go there. I know it's a big enrollment,
Yeah. I don't know. Because Arizona has a couple big programs, and then you would think, oh, no one cares there. No, they care a lot about basketball, kind of a cool environment up there.
Yeah.
But no, Gonzaga is going to win.
Yeah. Northwestern, Boise State.
Yeah, 7-10 matchup.
The team that I said was the worst. Watch them win now.
Yeah. So, why is Northwestern going to lose?
Why is Northwestern going to lose?
In your eyes, yeah.
Because they are not very good on offense if they're not hitting shots. And NCAA tournament, they're going to come out. I think they're going to be a little rusty. None of those players are used to being in the NCAA tournament. Boise State was in the tournament last year, had a really sad loss to Memphis. They're going for their first win in the tournament in school history. So I'm going to go Boise State. I think they're going to be energized and they're going to get it done.
If I would have known that, maybe pick them for the story. But no, I picked Northwestern. They're favored seed-wise. Boise State, people are talking about them. Good team.
They've really been struggling lately, too. They've lost 3 of their last 5.
Yeah, Northwestern was like, what? They got up to second in the Big Ten, and they kind of came down.
I actually meant Boise State.
Boise State, really?
Northwestern's lost 4 of their last 5.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about, okay, so they both have been bad.
Yeah, both teams are limping in.
God, what a preview we got.
Yeah, 2 of Northwestern's losses are in overtime, though, against Penn State.
Good, yeah.
So.
No, I don't know. I believed in the Mountain West before. It's not against them, but it just I think Northwestern has shown shades this year. I bet they show up.
I talked about this with you earlier. I'm picking 3 Mountain West teams in the first round, and last year they went 0-5, and yeah. Now I'm a Mountain West hater, but I'm gonna pick them just because I think they drew decent matchups. So
I think that's fair.
Last game. UCLA, UNC Asheville, 2-15. UNC Asheville's the 2. No, I'm just kidding. That would be funny.
That'd be.
No, yeah, I'm going UCLA. They got a couple people out. I think Bono will be back, so probably just Jalen Clark will be out. But Tiger Campbell, Jaime Jaquez, that defense, they're going to be really good, and they're going to be a tough out for anyone. So.
Yeah, no, one thing, UCLA deserving to beat us in the conference championship last weekend, and we stole the game, but it showed me they're really deep. Yeah, like Bailey, some people they
even had a couple guards come in that I doubt had hardly played a couple minutes all year, but one of them hit a couple threes and then missed one at the buzzer. But
no, I don't know, veteran team. They're tough. It doesn't matter what situation they're in. They seem to always put up a fight.
I kind of liken their effort against Arizona to Miami with Duke.
Yeah.
Just being undermanned and just having enough grit to stay in there.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And they were looked, I don't know.
They were the better team for
39
minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and that finishes the West. Probably the toughest region, maybe.
Yeah, the East and the West are both good. The Midwest is, I think, obviously
South is a bit weaker. I'd say.
The East is a weird region because I don't think they particularly have one really good team, but they just have a bunch of teams that are kind of even. So maybe they're not that good. I don't know. It depends what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're looking for good top teams, the Midwest is good. The West is good. The South is good, and then the East would be the worst by that criteria.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a whole bunch of teams, that could go on a run, the East is for you, my friend.
Oh yeah, I don't
because
like
Purdue could do well, Marquette could do well, Kansas State could do well, Duke could do well.
Michigan
Oral
State?
Roberts is sneaky.
You like
Michigan
them?
State is sneaky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Memphis is even a sneaky team.
Yeah. They're no slouch.
Florida Atlantic. I don't know.
Yeah. Where do we
30
go
win
from
team.
there? Final Four? Or
Yeah,
what?
we could do it. We could do it. We
God.
could break out Final Four picks.
Okay, and if anyone wants to share your picks or questions, feel free to do so. In the comments,
Now's
like
a great
always.
time for questions if you want.
Yeah.
I'll start it off.
Yeah.
We're looking at my bracket here. I've got Alabama making it in the South. I've got them beating Arizona to get there. I've got Kansas State beating Duke to get to the Final Four. I've got Houston beating Texas to get to the Final Four. And I've got UConn, a little bit of an upset over UConn upsetting Kansas and then beating Gonzaga to get to the Final Four as well. So those are my 4 Final Fours. I've got Kansas State actually beating Alabama, and then I've got Houston beating UConn. I've got Houston winning the championship over Kansas State. But that might change to Alabama. It's
really
up in the air.
What about?
I like the Kansas State pick. I think it's different, so I might just stick with it. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. What about the 4 Final Four teams? Like, how did you get to that place with those 4? I'm kind of some of them. I know they're somewhat like okay.
You want me to just talk about them?
Yeah, a little bit.
I like Alabama. I think they're an incredibly talented team. I think Mark Sears, Javon Quinterly, Brandon Miller, Noah Clowney. They've got a lot of really good players. I like Alabama to get to the Final Four for sure. Kansas State, like we said, maybe the only team with 2 AP All-Americans. Their offense can be lethal. I'm just hoping they get hot at the right time. So it's just kind of a feel thing. I like the makeup of their team. I think they've got a shot. Houston, I think, is maybe top to bottom the most balanced team in the country, and that's why I'm picking them to win. I think they can shoot it well with Sasser, Shed, Tremont Mark, etc. So I got Houston there. And then UConn, not far behind, a little bit slept on, but they can do it all too. They've got inside presence in Sanogo. They've got a shooter in Hawkins. They've got just top to bottom, really good team. They rebound it well. They defend well. I don't know. I just like UConn. So
yeah, okay.
Those are my 4.
No, I like I like all of them actually. That's the thing. The Kansas State is really
it's scary though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's definitely it's scary in a sense, but like if we're just thinking logically, that's not a bad pick whatsoever. I like that pick because I like some of these Kansas State, TCU, these purple teams in the Big 12. I'm not picking them for color, but they happen to have the same color. I like them a lot. I think if they are playing at their best, they can beat anyone for sure.
Yeah, they've been struggling lately, but I've tried not to do recency bias. That's my biggest thing that I do going into March is that I look at these teams and I'm like, oh, they've been playing bad. I'm not going to pick them. And that's a struggle because teams really bite you when they do that. Texas Tech did it in 2019. They advanced to the championship after losing first round of the Big 12 tournament, like a stunning bad loss to West Virginia, who was horrible that year. But
it's tough. You don't know what it's like. What do you base it on?
No,
it's just very tough.
Different. It just can be a completely different team that shows up. So
yeah. We got Keegan telling us you guys might as well not even compete. Jacob already has said I'm going to win. Did I say that?
You said Keegan's going to win?
I don't remember, but maybe I did. Maybe.
You might.
Wishing you luck, Keegan. I'll join the bracket challenge. I think you might already be in it, or I
have no idea.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna glance over your regions, but the Final Four for me is it complete? No, it's not completely different. But I have Arizona
of course
going over Alabama. Yes, no,
that's okay.
No, it is. Yeah, I'm a fan. It's hard for me to see us beating Alabama, to be perfectly honest with people. But if we get that far, yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, it's not out of the realm. I think they have a good shot.
Okay. Yeah, no, I know you were giving me some confidence in them. I was kind of shaky on it. Marquette is my pick from the East. This is a weird pick because it's not like a team I'm that familiar with. I think it's more so.
It says more about the East, doesn't it? That you have to pick a team that you're not super familiar with. Yeah.
Because I'm not as low on Purdue as some people because I have them going like the Elite Eight, but I also think they're not going to make the Final Four. They're not that good. If Duke gets upset, what other teams are out there? I think Marquette survives against Kansas State and then marches on to the Final Four. They did win the Big East regular season and tournament, so it's not like anything's a fluke with them. And that would be a cool story.
Yeah.
Also, I think.
No, I would love to see Marquette get there.
Yeah. And then Houston from the Midwest. Probably the easiest pick I made. I just think they might have the best roster in the country, to be honest with you. I like them a lot. I don't know, especially their backcourt. If a team has a good backcourt, I'm always like drawn to that, and that fits them.
It sure does.
So West kind of.
You were bouncing back and forth a lot in this one.
I had Kansas, but then there was a team from out west, a rival of Arizona's, UCLA, that kind of in my head, and I switched. So I'm going UCLA from the West. I think if they get by Gonzaga, I think they will get by Gonzaga. And once there, you have a tough game versus a Kansas, maybe a UConn. But I just like UCLA a lot. That game against us last weekend, maybe it was more about Arizona, but my takeaway was, geez, UCLA, it doesn't matter. They're going to compete, be in the game no matter what.
Yeah.
And this is like the last chance for a lot of those guys. So I'm riding with them Final Four.
Yeah. No, I like that pick.
Yeah. Houston versus UCLA. I like the color contrast there. But UCLA loses Houston. And then it's tough. But Arizona versus Marquette. So I go with this Marquette kind of fantasy. And then I say, well, if Arizona faces them, we're better than them. So it goes back to me not knowing, and then I just disrespect them when it's convenient. So Arizona beats them, and then Arizona loses in a sort of high-scoring game, but not as much as we need it to be, game against Houston. 2 years in a row, but this time we lose in the championship. So, yeah. Houston, we both have the same national champ, which
I know,
might be bad.
I hate that so much.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Last
year we both picked Kentucky.
Yes, and they lost the first.
Let that sink in with.
But maybe it'll be a win this
year. Yeah, maybe we'll both be losers, then we'll both be winners.
But Houston has done really good recently.
They've done so well in the tournament.
You got to think someone's got to give, but I like them too much. If they lose, I'll deal with that at the time.
Yeah, I actually efficiently talked myself into thinking Kansas is overrated.
And you kind of talked.
It might be a disastrous idea. That could come back to bite me so bad. But I've picked Kansas to lose in the Sweet 16 to UConn. Outside of Wilson, what's his first name?
Jalen
Wilson. Thank you.
Yeah.
Outside of Jalen Wilson, I really don't see many people that can score for Kansas, and I'm talking like on the perimeter. Like Grady Dick can get hot. Whatever, but he's not a guy that's really going to create his own shot much. DeJuan Harris doesn't even shoot much. Kevin McCullough has been not a good shooter at all this year. So I just don't have any faith in them scoring. I know that if they get stops, they're good in transition. But if you're a team that can kind of score semi-efficiently and keep them out of transition, I think you can beat them. And I think Kansas is going to go down a little earlier than people expect. That's my bold take.
I like it. No, you were speaking facts to me earlier, kind of view, and you're backing it up. So we have 10 seconds here. Join the bracket challenge. Like and subscribe. Let us know how you're doing. But it's March. Yeah, thanks for joining us.